Hello. This is Corey Thompson from Above Board TV, Dice Tower Dish, Nerd About Podcast, all that fun stuff.
And this is the Podfather of Gaming, Stephen Bonacore. You are listening to Board Games Insider, episode 354, and we're recording this on January 28th, 2025, our annual predictions episode.
Bum, bum,
Woo-hoo!
bum.
But
I
don't
know.
forget that Board Games Insider is proud to be powered by Board Game Geek. And Corey has his Board Game Geek mug. You're very kissing butt of our friends over at Board Game Geek. So, buddy, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good, having a good time. I am bouncing all over the place as usual. Just spent an absolutely wonderful weekend with designer Tam. Tam is the co-designer of Monkey Palace, Floristry. He's got a new Office Dog Asmodee game called Crafting the Cosmos, which looks
Yep.
absolutely gorgeous. And Tam came and stayed at the house and we played prototypes and really fun stuff. We played, I don't know if you remember this one, we played Primordial Soup, the
Primordial
old
Soup
German
is
or
so good.
soup.
Yeah,
I know.
it is such a great game, and it's the best poop game out there.
I actually have compiled my top
Yes.
now 20 poop games, and Primordial Soup, I think, is number two.
Yeah, if anybody doesn't know this game, it was called Usurpa in German.
Yeah,
I forgot exactly it was
it
two
was
words.
Z-Man 1997.
Yeah, primordial soup in English, and you are playing amoebas
Yep.
who eat certain colored cubes and then poop out other
Your
colored
own color.
cubes.
You have to eat cubes from the other amoebas and
Yes.
you poop out your own color. So there's a chaos to the
Yeah.
board where
Oh,
the cubes all change color and it's really neat.
it's awesome. Well,
Uh,
that's great. What
that's
else you
great.
do?
And then I'm heading up to Seattle on February 8th or so. Going to visit with friend Peter Atkisson
Oh,
and
very
just
nice.
have a good time playing in Seattle. So if you're in Seattle and you want to get together, do something, just drop me a line. And then after that, at the end of February, I think we're both going to be at Gamma in
That
Louisville, Kentucky.
that is correct. I have not actually made a final commitment, but I'm going, I guess. At this point, I
So
keep
I'm going to
saying,
be at Gamma.
yeah.
I've made a final
So
commitment.
yeah. So the
So-
Podfather of Gaming organization, all one of us,
Oh, are we all
actually
official now?
I joined Gamma, and I'm like, well, I guess I should go to the Gamma Expo. And I haven't been now, of course, since I retired from Stronghold. But also, I'm going to be going to help out Play to Z Games, right? So we're going to
Hmm.
go there and market Zev and
Uh,
I and you. Hopefully, we'll market Play to Z.
yeah. I hear rumor Tam has a game with Play Z Games.
Funny thing is, I don't know that. I don't know every game that's been signed. No
You're
reason for
chairman
me.
of the board. I
I
mean,
I
regardless of what organization you're with, you seem to announce that you're chairman of the board.
I'm a board member of three things. Anyway, you're annoying. I'm gonna move on. We have this as the predictions episode.
I
We
know.
can't go crazy here. So what a wild January it's been. I was at MarsCon. I talked about that. Such a friendly con.
That
I
sounds amazing.
I flew directly from MarsCon to New Orleans, and you know how
For the warm southern weather.
oh my God. First of all, it was in the 20s in the beginning of the week, and it snowed about 12 inches, breaking or tying the record set in 1850. Since they've been
That is
keeping records, they
so
had 12
crazy.
inches of snow. And I'm plodding through the snow in my sneakers. I did have a nice heavy winter coat, and so did Paula because she knew it was going to be cold, and I was coming from Virginia, so it was crazy. But it was a great event. About a third of the people who were supposed to show, of like say 50, couldn't make it, just couldn't get there. The airport, the city in general, but the airport was closed for 2.5 days. They
Wow.
cannot remove snow. There's no facility to do it. So once it warmed up, it all went away. The city reopened again. So And I'm going to be home now for, until the Gamma Expo.
Wow, a
Um,
whole month.
almost a month, which is pretty amazing.
I haven't
We
made a month at home for a long time.
uh, we we will have our Super Bowl weekend spectacular at my brother's house where we make insane bets, prop bets about the Super Bowl. So I'll post that kind of stuff because it's hysterical to see the nonsense that my brother
Predictions, so to speak.
predictions. So, oh, look at that! Look at you correlating our stuff here. That's pretty good. So anyway,
I'm a professional.
you're a professional something, that is for sure. And then after Gamma Expo, I'm only home a little bit and I go to Dice Tower West where I think I'll see you as well, right?
Yeah, I'm planning on going to West. I need to get that all organized.
Yep, you better get it organized. But Corey, they've been waiting for this. They wait
They
for this
have.
for 1 year. People have been yelling at us when it's happening, when is it coming out? Let's get to predictions
Oh,
2025. All right. So for our new listeners, we've been doing an annual predictions episode every year since the beginning of this podcast, like 10 years ago. And we usually do it in January. We are recording it in January, though this will drop first week in February. Um,
technically, we're still in January.
we are, but no one will hear this record. Will you please let me talk a little bit? First, we're going to
I let
review
you talk a lot.
last year's predictions, the ones that Corey and I made in January of 2024. Ignacy was not here for that. He's not here again today. He was supposed to be. He promised, and he's not. And we'll see we did predicting events of 2024 in the board game industry and or general geek culture. We allow predictions to span geekdom. Then we'll give you new predictions for 2025, and of course, we'll review those in January of 2026. Now, this is a game for us, of course, and we want to win. it's pride, is on the line here, and I have traditionally destroyed these guys, specifically
Yeah.
Ignacy, in many years. Of course, our scoring system is a little odd, so stay with me here. You do not get points for your own predictions. You score points or lose points based on if you correctly agree or disagree with the other player's predictions. So, if a
Okay.
if a prediction is right and the other person agrees with the prediction, they get +1 points. If they disagree with the correct prediction, they get -1 points. And the converse. If the prediction is wrong and the other person agreed, -1 points. If the prediction is wrong, they disagreed, they get +1 points. So you don't get points. Our predictions are for the other people. All right. Quick recap of last year. So last year, Corey, you were on the episode, but you weren't there the year before when we made those predictions. So you weren't participating, and it was a tie. It was Steven won, Ignacy won. It was a
Yeah.
tie. So what did we do? We proclaimed you the winner because
Because that makes sense.
because it just makes sense in this game. There was much protesting, whining, and complaining, but it was a tie. Ignacy finally got to tie me. So now let's review the 2024 predictions we made almost exactly a year ago, and let's see how we did. So I will read my prediction, and then you'll go
All
back
right.
and read yours. We'll go back and forth like that. So, number one, I said that all major board game conventions will post record attendance in 2024 and at least 10% greater than their highest ever. And I defined the major conventions as Origins, UKGE, Gen
Yeah.
Con, Essen, and PAX Unplugged.
Now,
Corey agreed with this.
yes, I did. I did. I'm going to put a caveat here that I think we're going to have to redefine what the major conventions are.
Well, which one would? Well, first of all, okay,
I
go ahead. What?
so
Why, and what was wrong?
well, historically we've always talked about the big three, and now there's five. I think five is getting too many to call all of them major. And
Well,
unfortunately, I think Origins is dropping off as one of the major
it
conventions.
is, and that was when you agreed with
And that's
this.
the only one that was off.
That's the only one that was off. The other ones all posted record attendance,
Yep.
and they were all up like 10%, give or take. We're gonna do that. So this one, Corey, that you agreed with, you get -1 point. So
You just
sorry.
ignored my whole argument and gave me -1 point. I also want to tell the listeners, by the way, that Stephen had me winning this contest until I corrected him on more than half of these predictions,
I do not believe
which
that is
made me
correct.
lose.
But well, you're an honest man. That means that I didn't.
Honesty is very important to me,
It's very good.
where accuracy is
Yeah.
not very important to Stephen.
One more thing on the majors. Since I had
Yeah,
defined major conventions as this, then we're
you
using it.
did, and
Right.
I will concede.
All right. So you get -1 points for agreeing with a wrong prediction. Corey, what did you put here?
I said that there would be a major partnership between a large Western and large Eastern board game publisher with a press release. Now, I do want to say that there was a press release, uh, and it was that Capstone partnered with the Japanese publisher Sunnybird, and that press release was 12/18/24. If you're going to
Who
argue major,
who's who's Sunnybird?
Sunnybird is one of the major publishers in Japan.
I Are you sure?
They're a
I
publisher in Japan.
So you're
This
agreeing with me that they're really not a now Capstone I would have given you if they would have come up and did it with Arclight or Katagawa or somebody like that. But I don't know this company, man, and I don't think anybody knows.
I don't know. This one it happened. There was an agreement. But yeah,
Uh,
I'll give you final say since you obviously fix all the scores.
since I fixed this, so okay, I'm gonna say that you did not get this correct, giving me a point. So sorry,
You're
but
so bad.
major is major. I'm sorry, major, the large
Major's
Western.
undefined. And
Well,
if we're gonna, I mean, I will bring up value judgments later, sir.
yeah, there you go. Large Western and large Eastern board game publisher. Large is very not defined. That's good. All right, let's go to number two here. Number two. Uh, I predicted that no more than two games released in
Yeah,
2024 would make the BGG top 100 by the end of 2024. You disagreed.
I
And,
know.
and
And should we say that I corrected you on this
you,
one?
you did.
I actually checked the BGG Top 100 the first week of January, and there was only one 2024 game on the BGG Top 100. It was Lord of the Rings Duel.
Right. And Slay the Spire has just come into the top 100 at number
Last week,
93.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's rocketing up. People are really playing Slay
But
the
I don't
Spire like
think
crazy.
we can count that. I'm a fair judge. There officially at the end of 24 was one title.
Very good.
Yeah.
You're an honest man, Corey. And you also have a score of -2 now, and I have a score of +1
I don't
going.
like this honesty thing.
What, what was your next prediction?
So I said that Brazil would become a major source for new board games, board game conventions, and new board game designers, much like Japan had become, I'll say, in the past 5 years. Uh, at least equal to Japan's reputation by the end of the year. And I will note, I remember clearly you added the last line. I did not say that.
I added the last line.
At
Well,
least equal to Japan's
no,
reputation.
yes, but
You added that.
yes, but but we had to define the
I
category.
know.
I was being very specific in my
If
things,
we
and
have to define a category, what's the definition of a major publisher or a large publisher,
well,
sir?
maybe you should come up with a better definition than you came up with last year.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. So
Uh-huh.
so anyway,
I will say that Brazilian designers and Brazilian games are still being fished and farmed by a lot of the board game publishers and market, more so than they were a year ago.
sure.
But I will concede if you say I'm wrong because we didn't define
Oh my God.
major source.
Oh my God. So you are wrong because it was supposed to be equal to Japan's reputation. It's not quite there.
You
It is
added the equal, man.
it's growing. It's growing significantly. And I think that they are certainly the next major source for board games, independent board games and things like that. I will agree with that, but it just did not happen this year. So the current score is Bonacor +2, Thompson -2. All right, we go to the third question here, and it
Never,
is.
never trusted if the banker wins the game. So, Stephen, you predicted that a TCG or CCG will do over $1 million on crowdfunding. And I will say that this morning you said you were wrong, but I corrected you,
You
even though
did
it cost me points.
because you're honest. It's very nice of you.
Ah,
So that TCG CCG was altered. Yeah, we actually reported about that fairly early in the year, like certainly before mid-year, that they did 6.2 million euros, which is
yeah.
pretty amazing. Oh, actually,
Our research department says it was actually on leap day. It was February 29th, 24 that
oh,
was finalized.
the research department did that. That is awesome. So
That's
you,
me.
that would be you. So you were wrong yet again for -3 points. And I'm still at +2 points. You are, I believe, mathematically not capable of winning this year, but you know what? We'll keep going because the listeners want to see how badly you
I
predict.
I have the high ground. I am honest and corrected you on 3 out of your 5, I believe.
I have the high
So
ground.
I have the
Okay.
high ground.
I
I
have the high
am I
ground.
am morally superior. So
Okay.
my next prediction was that the crowdfunding record of $14 million set by Frosthaven will not be broken for another year. Now, I have a good argument for this one. That's exactly what the prediction was. It was broken by several crypto
Yeah.
uh, crowdfunding and some video games. So there's an unwritten statement in there that we are only talking about board game market. Technically, Frosthaven was not broken by anything in the board game market. Frosthaven was broken by a role playing game set within the Mistborn universe,
That's right.
Brandon Sanderson's universe. It was broken by Cosmere, which made 15.1 million. Now, if you want to cheat and give yourself another point because you feel that this is within the board game market, that's fine. But it
Uh,
was arguably a role-playing game, more arguably an extension of the Brandon Sanderson Kickstarters, which made 30, 40 million for the
yeah.
books.
So I completely believe that the context of this question was hobby gaming. So absolutely it would count that an RPG beat Frosthaven. We should probably
Good,
have
because that gives
written
you -1 point.
that I lose because I agreed. So I lose a point. So congratulations for, finally, making me lose a point. I'm now at +1 and you are at -3. All right, Corey. Now
Ah,
we usually get to our one absurd prediction, funny prediction, whatever you want to call it. And this one, I said that both you and Ignacy will finally admit that Bonacore is retired. And you
I
disagreed.
don't believe we ever did.
You did not. You did
Yeah,
not.
you are still not retired.
I am retired, but it's okay that you don't believe it.
So my prediction, my funny one, was that Stephen Bonacore will continue to spew nonsense from his mouth hole in
That is
2024.
not what the
And I
prediction
think I
is.
was completely correct,
That is not what the prediction is right here.
says the mouth hole.
The prediction is that you said an amazingly attracted young hippie from California will purchase
Yep.
all of the hobby board game industry except Stronghold Games, which I think is particularly mean of you to put it that way.
I hear this affable, amiable, near godlike of a man has started along the path.
Okay, there you go. That person is insane, but we got you. Corey, you
Ah,
obviously were wrong. The board game industry is still as independent as it has ever been, and possibly even
I
more.
know.
And so we Bonacore disagreed with you, which is a right prediction. I get +1 point for the funny one, and we have a final score for last year. Bonacore +2, Corey -2. So There you go. I continue with my winning
I
ways
I
of
call shenanigans.
I am the greatest board game hobby game
Oh no, no, no.
prognosticator on the
Is
planet.
that your first prediction? Is that you're the greatest board game prognosticator?
I will be recognized worldwide. I should have made that the funny one for this year, but I think I have something else. I forgot.
You're a terrible person.
All right. So here we go. For 2020, there's the new predictions for 2025. All right,
Okay.
after we recognize that I won again. Okay. The new predictions for 2025 are as follows. I
All right.
predict that Asmodee will make two blockbuster acquisition announcements in
Again, an
2025.
undefined word,
We will, of
blockbuster.
course, need to debate a little bit about what blockbuster is next year. I mean, if you want to put a dollar value, but those numbers are going to be private, so we're not going to probably be able to see it.
Yeah.
But that's fine. I mean,
Um,
I think you could make a thing here.
I think this is I think this is a chicken prediction. I think
Chicken
it's a no-brainer to agree with this. Asmodee has already said that they're going to start acquisitions again.
blockbuster.
Yeah, they're not going to do something small. They have a chip on their shoulder. They have to prove that they're not dead. They have to prove they're viable as an independent company. Of course, I agree. That's a no-brainer.
So you think this is a chicken prediction?
I
I
do, and
I
I
hope.
responded with an equally chicken prediction.
Oh wow.
I feel there will be at least one blockbuster
Okay,
acquisition.
we're gonna change that blockbuster.
Yep.
You just said it. Okay.
In 2025 from a company that is not Asmodee.
Yeah. This one's harder because we
You
I
just don't like I used blockbuster.
no, I'm going to agree. In fact, I'm even going to say I'm even going to we don't give bonus points or anything like that, but I think it's actually going to be more than one
Okay.
because we already know that one is sort of dangling, which we're going to get to in a second. It's something we just recently talked about. It's dangling, but yes, I think we're going to see. I'm going to even write that down. And I even think it will be more than one.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. That doesn't count as part of the prediction. The prediction is I'm agreeing with yours, period.
Uh-huh. We'll
Okay.
argue that next year.
Yes, of course we will.
So what's your number two?
My number two is that Asmodee stock, which begins trading on its own on February 6th, 2025. I just got the notice on that. On the
Okay.
Stockholm NASDAQ will be down 20% by the end of 2025. So we'll take a look at what it
But
starts trading at.
Asmodee,
Go ahead.
your prediction, I'm just a little confused by your prediction. You're saying that Asmodee stock will begin trading on its own February 25. So you're saying by the end of 25.
Right.
I got it. I got it.
So
Down 20%.
yeah, by the last day of trading on December 31st or whatever the last day of trading is, it will
I
be 20% down, 20%.
I disagree.
Ah, there you fell into my trap. Absolutely. I love it.
I feel it's going to be flat.
He disagrees. Oops, I did it the wrong way on my little thing here. I have to say Corey disagree. Okay, and I'll just to give people the reason why I'm even making that prediction is because since we have this, you had a privately held company, for so long, and then they became part of a publicly held company, and now they're spitting back off. There's a lot of people out there that have a lot of stock and been given a lot of stock, and they want to become a little more liquid. So they'll drive the price down. Not because and this is not because I believe that Asmodee is not ultimately a good investment. I do, but I'm not your financial advisor. So don't trade based on any of what I'm saying. I just
Yeah,
think
he's
that
my financial advisor. You can't have him.
I just think that the stock itself will be down for the year, but I think in the long run, it's probably going to be a darn pretty good investment. There you go. All right, Corey, what was your next prediction?
So I think in 2025, there will be a big trend in auto scoring board game apps where you can take a picture of your card tableau and it tallies the score for you.
I need
I think
more.
at five.
I There will be five or more, five
Yeah,
or more um, apps that automatically
score.
score your game.
Card and board games, if
Yeah.
you want to be very technical.
Yeah. Okay. That's interesting because I don't use any of those things, and I don't fear the math. So,
There are some games that take a little while, and
can you name a couple right now?
Nidavellir takes a while to score. Fantasy Realms takes a while to score.
No, 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 no. Can you name a
Castle
few?
Combo.
Can you?
I believe there's a Nidavellir app that auto scores. You just take a picture of the cards and
So
it
that's
auto
the
scores.
only one of any game of note that you can think of. Okay,
Yep.
fair. I'm going to disagree because when you said there's a trend, I'm like I don't even know about this trend. Okay, so I'm going to
I said five
disagree.
or more. Five or more.
Sure, I'm going to disagree, and I think it's a great prediction, and I think it's not as hard, certainly, of an app to develop as
Well,
like
it's image recognition.
yeah, yeah.
I'm not talking about typing in, I have this card, I have this card, I have this card.
Right. It's going to be an automatic score. You're going to take a picture
Yep.
of the game state, the final game state, and it's going to give you the
Your
score.
score.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. I love this prediction. I hate to say that to you. I love this prediction, but I don't think it's going to be right.
Oh, you love me.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Continuing in my business oriented predictions, I have predicted that, and this is very topical because we just heard a little bit about this. Alliance Distribution, which recently announced Chapter 11 bankruptcy, will be sold to Lion Rampant, who placed the initial bid, and the price will not exceed the initial bid by more than 10%. And just for the record, the initial bid is called a stalking horse bid, where somebody comes in and says, okay, I will bid this amount. They don't want people starting at $1 million. They want, this is the bid. I think this is a fair bid. It's going to happen. $39 million. So plus 10%. There's a chance that we don't find this out, but I think even though it's a privately held company, since it's in bankruptcy, there's going to be court documents saying, okay, this was
Yep.
sold to show that they're getting money to pay off the creditors. So whatever
I
3.9 plus 39 is the maximum
yeah.
amount. What do you think?
I think this is a chicken poop prediction.
What another chicken prediction? Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely
Oh,
chicken.
wow.
Lion has already said they want to buy it. Lion has already said how much they want to buy it for.
So you're
I
agreeing or
I
disagreeing?
agree. I totally agree that Lion will buy what they said they'll buy for the amount they said they'd buy it for.
No, but you're missing the point in this case. I'm not saying you should
You're
change.
saying that there won't be a big bidding war and the price won't change.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But okay, because I thought 39 million was again without seeing the books and yada yada. I thought
sure,
39
sure.
million was a fairly substantial number for a distributor who has
It's
no
a yeah.
they have no market protection for themselves. They ACD does the same exact thing. GTS does exactly the same thing. They don't, and the way that they've all expanded across the country doesn't even give them geographical balance anymore. And I bet a lot of people have gotten a little nervous now. Like, do I really want to deal with Alliance, right? So your mom and pop shop or whatever who's got a big account at Alliance, they might be like, well, maybe I should
Now,
really be
let's
looking
be
at that.
fair. Alliance didn't announce bankruptcy. Alliance's parent company announced bankruptcy. Alliance is doing fine, which is why their value is fine. Their parent company, Diamond, is not doing fine.
I am actually even putting that right into here. Alliance Distribution, which is a subsidiary of Diamond Comics, recently announced Chapter 11 bankruptcy, yada, 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 and the same thing, just to, be very clear. Okay, but the same thing is good. And you're agreeing with
Yep,
my chicken poop
I
prediction. Okay.
am. I think it's a
Okay.
very safe prediction.
Oh my gosh. I hope you're so wrong.
Uh,
Go ahead,
so
Corey.
if I'm wrong, you're wrong. How can you hope I'm so wrong?
I win if you're wrong. It's great. Go ahead.
So, oh man. So now we know the true character of Stephen Bonacore. He will be happy to be wrong if it makes me wrong.
Yes. Agreed.
Okay. So my next prediction is we are going to see the release of two or more video game like board games in 2025. Now, let me define this.
Yes.
We've talked for a while that video games have set a bar, and board games are following along the model that video games set. Right now, video games have generally little to no instructions, a heavy tutorial, and no loss condition.
That's a
If you
these are video games now you're
video
defining.
games, and I think we're going to see two or more board games that follow this. These are board games where you play until you're tired of playing. There's no loss condition. We're going to have a minimal rule set with a heavy tutorial. And they're just basically going to follow this model of play for entertainment, not play to win. I think two or more major titles will have this model.
So we're gonna have you're saying we're gonna have two or more major video game titles.
Major board game titles that follow the video game model.
Okay. Okay, these will be all right, let's see two more video games and we'll see I'm just trying to get this out. We'll see two board games
Yeah, two or more video game like board games.
that have these characteristics.
Yes.
It's a great prediction. I mean, it's a very interesting prediction. I have no idea. You just complete, and they'll be major. And again, it's a very hard thing to two more video game. Yeah, we didn't say like, you know, will they be top 500 games? I mean, what? How are we
Yeah,
going to
we don't.
define two more video game line?
I think
Hmm.
major can be defined by the BGG hotness. If they show up in the BGG hotness, they're major.
Wow, this is a good one, man. I really like this, and I mean, I can see arguing it's many games that have come out recently kind of have this. I mean, like storytelling games on some level has
Well, the big,
have
yeah,
this.
to some level.
Yeah. Okay. Wow, tough one. All right, I'm gonna disagree. It might be just too soon, but I do like the concept here because I do like when you're just playing the thing to have fun. In the win or
Yes.
lose doesn't matter. Like just one is the ultimate game almost that I don't care about the scoring. You can score up to 13
That's a
points.
different category.
Yeah.
And I've talked about that before. It's board games that have a scoring system that nobody follows.
Yes, that is. That would not apply. That's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're a little ahead of our time there, a little bit too
Okay.
This
Okay.
will happen. This will happen, but I will disagree. But I think it's a really good one. Very good.
All right.
All right. So my next one, the last one, four. We're doing four. This is where we get to the silly, the funny ones. I predict that, and I of course don't know anything about this yet. Someone will make the Podfather an offer he can't refuse, i.e., the Podfather will come out of retirement to run a major hobby game business in 2025.
Hmm. Am I
Hey,
allowed to
ev-
hire the Podfather?
you are. If you were dumb enough to do it just to win a bet,
You would.
but
You.
you have to you have to remember it's going to be it's an offer I can't refuse. Like
Okay.
a
Okay.
lot of money. Right? That would have to be it's a lot of money involved with something like this. But guys, what do
I
you think?
will disagree.
You will disagree with this.
And it's
Oh,
not because of your value to the industry. I think you're not
oh.
going to hit the offer that takes you away from
Right. You
retirement.
think somebody's going to make me an offer?
I think you're going to be made an offer
Really?
and you're going to refuse.
Maybe I should, maybe, you know what? Should I make it even easier? Should I just say someone will make him an offer, but he refuses it? I have been made offers, but not recently.
Sure. I would say that. You will be made an offer. Also,
Just to make it easier for you. Someone will make the pop, oh, they can
your
refuse. And
prediction number four depends heavily on the fact that we believe you're actually retired.
all right, we'll just leave it the way it is. All right.
So,
You're disagreeing. And oh, by
yeah,
the way,
say respectfully
Paula was in the background.
disagree.
Paula was in the background giving me the like the no, no, you're not coming out of, you're not doing any more work kind of stuff. So just as you know,
There you
um,
go.
hey, every man's got his price. Somebody
All
offers
right.
me seven figures, we're going to talk. Go ahead.
So my prediction is IKEA is going to realize the importance of the board game industry, and they will partner with Asmodee to create a new Kallax shelf size. And it will have official documentation and style guide on how to store your games.
Yeah, the funny thing about this prediction is that it's a genius prediction, Corey. I hate to say that because think about it, right? Asmodee is
IKEA is listening to here. This is
as
the voice of the demand.
Asmodee is sort of, well, it certainly was a Swedish company, which is where IKEA was from. They're based in France, but they're owned completely by a Swedish company. They're being spun
Yep.
off by but the CEO of the company, right? The CEO is remaining a Swiss person. He was the chairman at Embracer. I forgot his name. Lars Wingford. Like he's going to stay with Asmodee
Yeah, I
as
don't know the background there.
he's going to stay with Asmodee. So this is not
So,
as crazy as it sounds.
and
Go
if
ahead.
Asmodee acquires IKEA, then it fulfills two of my predictions.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think that they could even do that. So key is pretty damn big. All right, man. I love this prediction again, but I will disagree with it. I think that the Calex, which we see behind me in huge quantities, and the ones at your house, I think that they're the perfect board game things already. Hey, you know what? I'll even give this to you if somehow Asmodee brands, even if they don't create a new Calex shelf, they brand it like the, with a new color, anything that IKEA and Asmodee do together, you win this one, okay?
I gotta call up Asmodee.
Well, everybody out there, this was our annual predictions episode. I hope you really enjoyed it. We really try hard to make these things interesting, if not silly as well. But that's great. Let us get over now, just to give you the end of the show, to the final scoring.
Mm,
Thank you all so much for listening and help us spread the word about this podcast by telling your friends to download Board Games Insider wherever they like to get their podcasts or watch Board Games Insider on the Podfather of Gaming YouTube channel. And if you want to be part of this podcast, you can. The Guild on Board Game Geek is where you start. Become a member, ask us questions for the strategy and tactics segment, answer our questions to you for the playtesting segment. Both of those will be back next week.
and
And
we need more questions, man. We're running out.
we are running out of strategy and tactics questions, so please do it. And interact with us on social media, please. Amazingly, it's the same handle on all the platforms, whether it's you like to do Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, YouTube. It's at Board Games Insider, at Portal Games US, at Podfather Gaming, at Dice Tower Dish, at Play to Z Games, at Above Board TV, and at Nerd About Show. Please pick the ones of your choice and follow us, and you'll be in touch with us always. Special call out to the YouTube channels, which are the main ways that we like to put stuff out. That's Portal Games Studio, the Podfather of Gaming, and Above Board TV. We would love to see you in person at an upcoming convention. So hopefully some of our industry friends will see at the Gamma Expo, which will have a big report on that, and all kinds of stuff happens there.
Yeah.
As the publishers talk to the retailers to try to get them to pick up their releases and discuss why these releases are great, things like that, and the great panels and things that go on there. We'll have a lot of conversation about that. And then after that, we're talking about Dice Tower West. Hopefully, we'll see lots and lots of the fans there. Board Games Insider is professionally edited by Jake Thompson. Thank you, Jake, for being part of the team. And that great voice you hear doing the intro, the outro, the in-between segments is that of Ray Greenlee. And he can be contacted to do your voiceover work at raygreenleevoiceover.com. Corey, that brings us to an end of a very, very important annual episode of ours.
That was
Anything
a
you?
fun episode.
It really was. And Ignacy missed it. He's such a bad,
Um,
bad man just because he's running companies.
Come
Re-
on. I love
retirement.
Ignacy.
I really love him too. Anyway, I think we'll close it out with that.
Sounds good.
We have a lot of big news that's piled up, but we will get all of it next
Oh,
week.
it's crazy. There's such interesting
Yeah,
news.
all of a
It's
sudden, right? I mean, that's what
I
happens.
know.
End of year, everything slows down. Beginning of year, like the announcements, this, that. So we'll see you all again in a week. Have a great week. Take care. Bye bye.
Take care, everybody.